Salutations everyone from the Bailey family. We want to take this time to address everyone about the murder of George Floyd and the grim repercussions that are shaking our nation in response. First of all, watching the video of his death shook us immensely. This disturbing video was worse than appalling to watch and has left us with an indescribable feeling in our spirits. Our hearts and prayers are with the Floyd family. The thought of the pain they are experiencing right now is gut-wrenching. All because one man valued another's life at nothing, as he kneeled on his neck like an animal and watched with indifference as his victim's life was slowly strangled. On that day, we all watched helplessly as a peace officer, aided by his comrades in uniform, who stood by and did nothing, became a murderer. The nation watched as those who were sworn to protect us betrayed us. Surprisingly, even in the face of such a blatant crime, caught clearly on film as it was, there were some voices who attempted to either deflect or defend from the officer's actions. Though some of these folks may have meant well, the refusal to denounce such blatant evil for what it was did no more than make an already appalling situation that much worse. People seeking to bring light and justice to this atrocity were berated or ignored, and the voice of truth was lost in a tide of noisy inaction. And now that noisy inaction has exploded into a destroying anger. Brethren, what happened to George Floyd was wrong, unacceptable, and on every level despicable. On that, we must be clear. But hurting each other, innocent people, and destroying the livelihoods is altogether energy dispensed in every wrong area. We condemn all such actions with the strongest severity. We must rise above this, for we're better than this. Not for one moment do we suggest not being outraged at this terrible crime. But that outrage can be directed in ways that do not bring destruction upon the very communities for which we fight. All of the officers involved in the murder of George Floyd must be brought to justice. As that has thus far not happened, it is our right as free citizens to demand it. Demand it of our elected officials, our legislators, and yes, even other police officers. Such is a way that righteous outrage to be voiced freely, openly, yet without harm to your innocent neighbors can happen. We must demand change to a system that constantly rends justice from the innocent, the wronged, and the unheard. We deserve better. It must also be said that while we condemn the actions of Officer Derek Chauvin, we recognize and acknowledge those policemen and policewomen who dispense their duties honorably and uphold the rights they swore to protect. And we thank those who have spoken out against this atrocity. Never have truer words been spoken than that a house divided against itself cannot stand. Family, we are watching the walls of our great nation fracture and fall on every side. But we say to you, rise. Let this grievous injustice be the spur that goads us to stand together and strive towards a common goal. Let us remember that our Creator made every diverse human we see, and that unity is our greatest weapon in this war against fear and hatred. If you're not black, Reach out to your black friends and neighbors, many of whom have been severely disturbed, to say the least, by this incident. Though you may not quite understand their anxiety, the fact that you cared enough to reach out to them will speak volumes. If you are black, consider building bridges in your community. And don't let yourself be swept up in the actions of a minority of wrongdoers. And finally, let none of us fail in seeking the face of the Almighty, not with empty half-words spoken in passing moments, but with earnest hearts asking for His mercy and the power of a change that only He can bring. Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest.
Your soul is